What if I told you your inability to focus is not your fault, but it is your responsibility? Right now, your brain is being trained every single day to be distracted. Notifications, short videos, constant stimulation, they're not just habits, they're rewiring your mind. But here's the good news. If your brain can be trained to lose focus, it can also be trained to regain it. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how to reclaim your concentration using proven psychological principles. Before we can fix our concentration, we need to understand what's actually happening inside our minds. From a psychological standpoint, attention is not just a skill, it's a limited cognitive resource. Think of it like mental energy. Every time you switch tasks, check your phone, or respond to a notification, you're spending that energy. Modern environments are designed to exploit something called variable reward systems. This is the same psychological principle used in slot machines. You don't always get a reward when you check your phone, but sometimes you do. A message, a like, a funny video. That unpredictability keeps you coming back over and over again. Your brain begins to associate distraction with reward. Over time, this creates a loop. Boredom, distraction, reward, repeat. The problem is that deep focus doesn't provide immediate rewards. It's slow, effortful, and often uncomfortable. So your brain starts to resist it. Another key concept here is dopamine regulation. Dopamine is not just about pleasure, it's about motivation and anticipation. When you constantly consume high-stimulation content, your baseline dopamine levels shift. This means that normal tasks like studying, reading, or working feel less engaging by comparison. There's also something called attention residue. When you switch from one task to another, part of your attention stays stuck on the previous task. This makes it harder to fully engage with what you're doing now. Multitasking, which many people believe is productive, is actually one of the biggest enemies of concentration. Over time, all of this leads to what psychologists call cognitive fragmentation. Your ability to sustain attention weakens. You become more impulsive, more easily distracted, and less capable of deep thinking. But here's the critical insight. This is not permanent damage. The brain is plastic. It adapts to how you use it. If distraction can be learned, focus can be relearned. The key to recovering your concentration lies in understanding neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Every habit you have is the result of repeated neural pathways being strengthened over time. Right now, if you struggle to focus, it's not because you lack discipline. It's because your brain has been trained to prefer short bursts of stimulation. The goal is not to fight your brain, but to retrain it. Habits are formed through a loop. Cue, routine, reward. To rebuild concentration, you need to intentionally design this loop around focus. Start with the cue. This could be something as simple as sitting at your desk, putting on headphones, or opening a specific app. The cue signals to your brain that it's time to focus. Next comes the routine. This is where most people fail because they try to do too much, too soon. Instead of aiming for hours of deep work, start small. Even 10-15 minutes of uninterrupted focus is enough to begin rewiring your brain. Finally, the reward. This is crucial. Your brain needs to associate focus with something positive. After a focused session, give yourself a reward. This could be a short break, a walk, or something you enjoy. Another powerful concept here is progressive overload, borrowed from exercise psychology. Just like you build muscle by gradually increasing resistance, you build focus by gradually increasing the duration of concentration. Consistency is more important than intensity. Practicing focus for 20 minutes every day is far more effective than trying to force yourself into a 4-hour session once a week. You also need to reduce competing stimuli. If your environment is full of distractions, your brain will default to them. This means turning off notifications, creating a clean workspace, and setting clear boundaries. Over time, these small changes lead to significant rewiring. Tasks that once felt difficult become easier. Your brain begins to crave depth instead of distraction. One of the most overlooked aspects of concentration is cognitive load, the amount of mental effort being used at any given time. When your cognitive load is too high, your brain becomes overwhelmed and focus breaks down. There are 3 types of cognitive load: intrinsic, extraneous, and germane. Intrinsic load is the inherent difficulty of the task. Some tasks are naturally complex, and that's okay. You can't always reduce this, but you can manage how you approach it. Extraneous load is the unnecessary mental effort, caused by poor structure or distractions. This is where most people struggle. Cluttered environments, unclear goals, and constant interruptions all increase extraneous load. German load is the effort that actually contributes to learning and understanding. This is the type of load you want to maximize. To improve concentration, your goal is simple: reduce extraneous load and optimize your main load. Start by breaking tasks into smaller, manageable chunks. Instead of thinking, "I need to finish this entire project," focus on the next actionable step. This reduces overwhelm and makes it easier to begin. Use external systems to support your brain. Write things down instead of trying to remember everything. Use checklists, planners, or digital tools to offload mental effort. Another powerful technique is time blocking. Instead of working reactively, you assign specific periods of time to specific tasks. This creates structure and reduces decision fatigue. You should also pay attention to your energy levels. Focus is not just about time, it's about mental energy. Identify when you're most alert during the day and schedule your most demanding tasks during those periods. Rest is equally important. The brain cannot sustain high levels of focus indefinitely. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, working in intervals with breaks, can help maintain performance. Finally, eliminate as many micro-decisions as possible. Every small decision you make, what to do next, whether to check your phone, consumes mental energy. The fewer decisions you have to make, the more energy you can dedicate to focus. The ultimate goal is not just to focus occasionally, but to develop the ability to engage in deep work, a state of sustained, undistracted concentration that allows you to perform at your highest level. Deep work is a skill, and like any skill, it requires deliberate practice. Start by creating rituals around focus. This could include a specific location, a consistent time of day, or a pre-work routine. These rituals help your brain transition into a focused state more easily. Set clear intentions before you begin. Instead of vaguely deciding to work, define exactly what you're going to do. This reduces ambiguity and increases engagement. One of the most important skills to develop is discomfort tolerance. Deep work is not always enjoyable, especially at the beginning. Your mind will resist. You'll feel the urge to check your phone, to switch tasks, to escape the effort. This is normal. The key is to observe these impulses without acting on them. Over time, your tolerance for discomfort increases and focus becomes more natural. Another important concept is attention training. Practices like mindfulness meditation can significantly improve your ability to sustain attention. Even a few minutes a day can strengthen your mental control. You should also track your progress. Measure how long you can focus, how often you get distracted, and how your performance improves over time. This creates a feedback loop that reinforces your efforts. Finally, protect your focus like it's one of your most valuable assets, because it is. In a world full of distractions, the ability to concentrate deeply is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Your ability to focus is not gone. It's just been buried under layers of distraction. But with the right understanding and consistent practice, you can rebuild it, stronger than before. So start small, stay consistent. And remember, every moment you choose focus over distraction, you are literally reshaping your brain.